Okay, welcome to all our happy penny stock billionaires. An exciting day in the markets, October 4th. It looks like the NASDAQ, New York, where's the New York Stock? We get the NASDAQ is breaking down, Dow is breaking down. Meanwhile, we have some stocks that are breaking out to the upside. We have visibility, VSBY is really just pennies away, just a few cents away from becoming our ninth 10 bagger plus of last 18 months. I think we're going to close out this year with 10 baggers. So VSB is getting very close. We have a few more that are in contention. And really exciting stuff happening in the markets. So let's kind of dive into these charts. So what is going on? I showed you this chart. Actually, let me run a quick disclaimer here. Everything we talk about, these are all high risk stocks. You could lose all your money. Nothing here is a recommendation to buy or sell securities. This should be considered as paid content for entertainment purposes only. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's go to the Dow chart. I showed you this chart a while back, a few weeks ago, and I think it was right around here when it first broke one of these major support lines. The Dow managed to climb up above it a little bit, and now it's breaking down again below. So it looks like, the market could be in for a rough spell. There is some support right here in this 33,000 range. So about 1,000 points away. Once it breaks down below, it could go substantially further. Now, things are looking pretty bad. Does this mean it's the end of the world? I don't know. I have no idea. What I do know is that this is a time where you want to be very, very careful, especially with speculative stocks, with any type of penny stocks, things like that, where, again, as I've mentioned before, you do not want to be buying things which are, fully priced, they're overextended, they've had these parabolic charts. You don't want to be chasing those momentum stocks right now. I've been warning about that for a couple of weeks now, for probably over a month. We saw today PKK, one of our former super stocks, getting a beating today. And I don't want to be the one to say I told you so, but guys, I did say around when it was around this area over here, $10, $11. I said, look, this thing is already up, 10x. Forget about the fact that it's up 10x. The fact is that the valuation at the time was, it was priced for perfection. So there's a couple things you want to keep in mind when you look at these things, right? Look, a stock can go up 10x, and it could go up 20x or 50x, as we have seen. 50x becomes very, very, those things get a little bit wild, like we saw with CBDT. But 20x, 30x, it's possible if you have still fundamentals which are still undervalued, or there's the right theme, whatever. So as I said, look, the problem with this stock was when it got to $11, it was already trading at over $1 billion market valuation, which is pretty outrageous for a microcap CSE listed company, especially their forward, are they at 100 million run rate? Possibly. But again, I don't want to pay full price for penny stocks. A penny stock should not be trading at the same multiple really as a as a NASDAQ stock, or as a as a serious company like that, right? So can it get to that valuation? Yeah, but I want to buy low, sell high. So I want to buy into things that are trading at, let's say, 2-3 times the revenues, and sell when they get to 10x revenues plus. That's kind of the idea. So this thing really got to that full valuation, and also there's a lot of crazy if you look at, the conversations people are having on some of these message boards, it's really like massive Kool-Aid drinking. Uh, Now, my other concern was, okay, it's a China fintech play, and look, the Chinese story is pretty much out of favor right now. And I did tell you, if you remember, a couple of weeks back when I was talking about this peak, I said, look, this thing is priced to perfection. It's $1 billion market cap. I mean, this is the type of thing where short sellers love to come out of the woodwork, and I don't want to be holding a stock where, which is going to get whacked by, professional shorts. With like what you saw today is this short report. Now, look, a lot of these things are highly exaggerated, whatever, but, look, they will have elements of truth. There's, where there's smoke, there's fire. That's kind of the thing. We had the same thing happen with Next Tech, 18 months ago. Last year, was it over a year ago? There was a short report that came out from Hindenburg. It was very, and, listen, there's a lot of mudslinging. They just throw a lot of shit at the wall. Hopefully, they hope something they just make up things. But, there is sometimes, look, these guys are not stupid. A lot of these guys, when they write these reports, they kind of, they kind of look at some things which, they look at some things which make sense. And then they try to make a case. They're just doing the opposite of what people are doing on some of these message boards. So, these guys on these message boards are like saying, "Oh, this thing is going to go to 100x." Look, it's like a the defense, and you have the prosecutor. It's what this is. Two sides of the same coin. So that is the deal. So basically, bottom line is, you don't want these things which are parabolic. I told you guys, and I hope some of you took your money off the table. Again, I'm not saying this is a bad company. I'm not saying it's any. I'm just saying it was fully priced, and it was time to move on and to parlay your money into the next 10 bagger. Look, the idea is to get into one 10 bagger, ride that into the next one, etc., etc. Okay, so speaking of 10 baggers. This is VSB, VSBGF, over the counter, and this is ready to become our next 10 bagger. So we introduced this stock last October, almost a year ago, almost 12 months ago. It was 15 cents, I believe. I think it was 15 cents. Yeah, I think it was 15 cents. And so that means that this thing needs to really go to $1.50 to become officially a 10 bagger. So we're getting very close. Now, the great thing about this stock is, you've had this big consolidation going on. Had a nice run from 15 cents to about 90 cents last December, January. And then you've had, 9 months of consolidation, this massive consolidation phase here. And today, or actually really Friday, you might say, but really today, you had a breakout above this consolidation. Pretty serious volume. Now, you have the market, the markets are in really rough shape. So this breakout is actually looking like, it's not the ideal. The stock gapped up. I hate to see these things where they gap up like that. So the good news is it closed the gap. So it gives people, kind of a chance to kind of, catch their breath and decide, whatever. People might take profits if they got in, you got these penny flippers, etc. No. 30 times, no. This thing is just getting started. No, it's, no, this thing is early stages here. And what is they're doing what? They're doing 5 million that last quarter booking. It's ramping up. I think this is a minimum going to be a $4 stock. I think we're looking at $4 on this. Let's look at this chart right here. So now, what did I say about stocks? Going parabolic, overextended. Even though you're seeing VSBY hitting new highs, it's not overextended. Now it is, you might have seen a bit of a slightly parabolic move, today. Yes, Friday and today is, that is starting to go that straight line, but it kind of, cooled down a little bit. So I think we're going into a very nice pattern, and probably, I would say we're going to bounce around probably in this range of $1.10 to $1.25 range for about a week, and then it could break out. And if you look at this again, the next move is usually in direct proportion to the consolidation phase. You've had a 10-month consolidation phase. So probably when this thing breaks out, I would say minimum we're going to see 225, 250. Probably we'll get to $4, but it might take into March. It might take 3, 4, 5 months to get to $4 plus Canadian. By the way, we're gonna have Sean Black on later this week talking about VSBY. He's going to be going through the fundamentals. This company has incredible fundamentals. Incredible stuff. By the way, if you're just brand new to our channel, make sure you go to wallstreetreporter.com to subscribe and press the like button and subscribe to the channel. Okay. So here's what you got to keep in mind with this thing. VSBY has the partnerships that they have, and again, it's not just stuff that they're talking about. If you go to the Intel website, they have a thing on VSBY. If you go to what is it? What's the other one? Sensormatic. I mean, you have all these blue chip companies that have partnered them, that are using their technology, that are doing these kind of joint ventures. This is going to be huge. I'm going to have Sean explain to you what they're doing in Mexico. By the way, check out the live stream, the video we did with Jay last week. He gives a demo, explains to you what the opportunity is. Look, what this really is, it's kind of like, what Google did for, the internet, search advertising. It's an advertising medium. This is what VSBY is doing for the physical world. So it's a huge, massive opportunity. There's actually high barriers to entry. So you have this big data component. I mean, look, VSBY becomes more and more valuable every single minute. Literally, this becomes more and more valuable. It has a great strategic value. And at some point, somebody's going to write a check for this company. It's going to be at a high price. I think it's going to be in that $4 plus range or north of there. Again, that's kind of my short-term target based on the kind of this breakout we're seeing. Let's take a look. Let's dive into the 1-hour chart. Okay. So what's happening here is you're seeing this kind of pennant formation start to happen. I think we're going to probably narrow it. It's going to probably close in this kind of dollar range, maybe a little bit higher, and then it's going to need to break out of this pennant, and then it could go to $1.10, $1.25, etc. So that is the what's going on with VSBY right now. I don't know what's going on with bets. I have to call. I got to find out. I mean, apparently this deal is just bogged down. So they got we're already in October, so it's already 6 months. So they gotta do something. Okay, let's go into RHT and ESE. Okay, so RHT coming into this morning, it looked like, actually last week even, it looked like it really was going to kind of break out of this range, go to $1 and higher. By the way, we're going to have Lisa on tomorrow. So Relic is going to be on our live stream tomorrow, 12 o'clock, high noon Eastern time. We're going to have Relic, and we're going to have ESC Entertainment. And I think we're going to have Lisa's going to give a demo, a tech demo. So you're going to have an idea, an opportunity to take a look at their tech platform, what the thing actually looks like. I'm kind of getting all the CEOs to give us, video demos, because, a lot of times, you really don't know what they're doing unless you actually see this. So it's very, very beneficial. Jay will probably be back next week. So next week he's going to be back. Let's take a look. Okay, so Relic was looking pretty good, last week. Last Wednesday had this kind of upside reversal day, 91 cents. Then you kind of had a bit of a pullback on Thursday and Friday, a little bit muted. Today is looking a little bit ugly. You're breaking below the moving average here, which is not good. I'll be very, very candid here. It's not beneficial. However, we have seen these things kind of do these fake outs where it breaks above, below the moving average, and then it reverses. I think it's going to reverse back to the upside. You can kind of see the MACD line is kind of getting in this area. So it might be getting a little bit oversold, but I think we're going to have, so here is the 1 hour chart. You're probably going to test 80 cents. I have a feeling we're going to test this 80 cent support, build a base somewhere here, 80 cents. Yeah, probably 80 cents. We're going to maybe even a little bit lower, 79 cents. 80 cents. I'm pretty sure we're going to touch 80 cents, hang around there a little bit, and then we could break out again. And then you could see the move to, $1.25 towards new highs. So again, you have a lot of support in this 80 cent range. Your next level of support is at 70 cents. So I think we're going to see the bottom at 80 cents. We're going to see a base and then a move higher. Let's go back to the 1 day chart. But it is like right now, it's looking, because it broke the moving average, it's looking a little shaky. So you might see a little bit of panic selling into 80 cents. And again, you also have a big support in the 75 cent range. I have a feeling it's going to build that base here in this 80 cent range. Pull back just a little bit to freak people out, and then go hard. Maybe I could be wrong. Okay, what else is going on here? We're gonna have okay, so ESC. ESC is holding on pretty well. You had the breakout above the moving average, high conviction breakout, big volume. It's been building kind of this pennant, but it's been dropping the last couple of days. So it's looking a little bit, I don't want to say weak, but it's, it's kind of, actually, if I'm looking at this 15-minute chart, it's actually looking not bad. So, it's amazing. They announced this big new acquisition on Friday. The market I guess the market wasn't paying attention. And, but I think it's going to be pretty big. We're going to have Conrad, the CEO of ESC, back on Friday, and he is going to talk about this new acquisition. I'm going to mention in just 1 second. Okay, so ESC, I think we're looking good. I mean, again, the stock is actually holding very strong in the face of a massive market. Let's just call it what it is. It's basically a market crash we're going through right now. Speaking of which, Fans Unite, surprisingly strong today. I mean, look at this. I mean, this thing wants to go up right now. This is such a crazy stock. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't want to go down. It's kind of hanging out here. I think it's basically kind of looking for an excuse to move up, but it doesn't have the mojo right now. It doesn't have that mojo that it's had. It just needs, I think that they need a couple of good pieces of news to get things, to get the excitement back. They got to get the excitement going again. But listen, they're in the right theme. Sports betting, again, sports betting is going to be huge in the next couple of months. You're going to see, with the NFL season, everything else, that's going to bring a lot of attention to sports betting and sports betting stocks. So you're getting free promotion, basically. Okay, so Michael, what do we get? You got, so VSB's going up at least, right? VSB's up. RHT hanging around. ESC's actually it's up the last couple of days, but right now it kind of needs to get a little bit of mojo. So tomorrow we'll see what happens. Now I think you're asking about Raya. Raya has been a little bit weak over here. I guess that'll be an understatement, right? So it's kind of it's interesting. It's closed the gap. So we announced that it was 11 cents. It went to 15, 16 cents, 15 and a half cents, I guess. And had pullback. I think we're going to see kind of a let's take a look at the 1 hour chart. I'm not sure. Let me take a look. Let me see. It could go a couple of possibilities. Look, I think with Raya, either it's going to build a base right here at 10 cents, or it could drop to this base here at 6 cents. If it breaks, it could. I'm not saying. I think the odds of it staying in this 10 cent and building a base there are probably 70%. And from there it can go higher. Or if it drops into maybe 7.5 cents, it could kind of touch that level, build a base, and then go higher. Like, I think these guys are just getting started right now. There's a lot of news flow from what I understand, and we're going to be seeing that news flow coming out in the next few months. So that should get this stock a lot of interest. But it is down right now. So yes, it is down. I don't know what's going on with TBP. I haven't heard from them in a month. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with TBP. AIML. What is going on with AIML? AIML. Looking weak. We're probably going to see, I think we could probably see this thing touch, this 50 cent range. And then it could bounce from there. I don't see it going down. I think we could see this thing, hit 50, like 50 cents or so, 52 cents, 55 cents, and kind of turn from there. Okay. Great question. OG, we're going to be introducing OG in probably a week or so. I'm waiting to get the details. I'll be very happy to share with you those details when they do their official live stream. So that is what is going to happen. I'll tell you what I like about, I'll just tell you what I like about it offhand. I think they have actually, hold on a second, you're in Toronto, right? They have stores in Toronto, so you can actually go there and do your own due diligence, as they say. What I see with this thing is this. These guys have a great brand. They have a fantastic business model. And what they can do is essentially what, once you have in the retail space, once you kind of have that model in place, you can then roll it out. It's a cookie cutter approach. You can just duplicate it to ad infinitum. If you look at Home Depot, Walmart, I mean, I could name whatever, any successful brand, once they dialed it in, once they had the model dialed in, once they had everything dialed in, then they were able to, at some point, they were able to really scale up and go from, one store to, 5 stores, 10 stores, 100 stores, 1,000 stores. So I think that is the what I see potentially happening with Organic Garage, which I think is a great brand name. Organic Garage. I mean, that's a great brand, great name. You asked about TBP. What is this? I'm not sure I understand the question here. I don't know. I'm not sure I understand this question here. Yes. Okay. So OG, we're gonna have him on probably in about a week or so, and then we'll get all the good details about what's coming up. Is retail dangerous? No, I think here's the great thing. What I love about retail, and I think what investors love about retail. Again, when retail works, it's great because once you have a model, once you have something dialed in, you can scale it up, and then investors, start extrapolating, from one store to 100 stores, to 1,000 stores, whatever. So that's what makes these stocks really great. I think when you talk about food, things like that, those are kind of like, that's not something which Amazon or anybody could compete with. Look, Amazon is trying to, they bought the Whole Foods, which they've completely wrecked that business. So I think there's a real opportunity for a national player. I'm talking about in the U.S. To really, go head to head against the Whole Foods, somebody in that organic space, somebody who's got quality stuff, a selection, okay, which, Whole Foods doesn't have anymore. Whole Foods doesn't have selection. And, can have, an entertaining environment from what I've seen of Organic Garage, their environment, it's kind of a unique store environment. I mean, the merchandising aspect, it's unique. Like I think makes people want to go into the store. I know they had lockdowns for the last year. So, this has been kind of a brutal year for a lot of the retail space in Canada. I think that's kind of in the rear view mirror though. I'm kind of looking where things are going to go. And I see this thing as the big upside for Organic Garage. Once they enter the U.S. market, which could be, I don't know, it could be 6 months, 9 months, could be a year. We'll see. Plus, they got some brand. There's other aspects of the story. I don't want to talk. I would rather have the CEO of the company talk about the details, but I really like the fundamentals of that stock. So yeah, I think retail being dangerous. I think, look, if you have something which has very low margins, that Amazon can compete with. I'm trying to think, what was that store? There was a store called geez, I'm trying to think. It was they came out with geez, what was it called? It was called not Forever 21. It was another brand, like something like that. It was geared towards like not teenage girls, but like 18 to 20, early 20s, that kind of age group. And they had like clothes, accessories, whatever it is. And they were able to get all sorts of, really, I don't know if they were favorable leases, but their thing was they were able to buy this merchandise very cheaply, and they put it in these stores. The problem is, you know, that market is very it's price sensitive, and they're competing not even with Amazon, they're competing with like Wish. I think probably put them out of business. Um, so I wouldn't want to sell like clothes or things like accessories, anything like that, which Wish can compete with. Um, Amazon cannot compete with fresh blueberries. Okay, um, I mean, you go into a Whole Foods, a lot of their fruits, whatever the veg, it's not that. First of all, I remember when Whole Foods had like the fish, the seafood department. It was always fresh. They had great selection. They don't have that anymore. Sometimes the fish is kind of a little bit sketchy looking. The fruits, it's they used to have a huge selection of these great new exotic foods, brands. They don't have that anymore. So I think Organic Garage could really, really, I mean, I want to see how ambitious the guy is. But look, I think the brand is great from what I've seen of the stores. They got a great concept, and they could really take on like a Whole Foods, Trader Joe's. There's a real opportunity right now for somebody like that. But anyway, I'm not here to talk about the fundamentals. I'm here to talk about charts. And let's go back to the VSB chart. We are at 99 cents. 10 minutes to go before the closing bell. I think VSB is starting to break out right here. This is it. This is there's your pennant. Okay, there's your pennant. And I think it's at $1 right now. I think we're going to see if this thing closes above $1.05, let's say. Actually, no, it's got to close above, like $1.03, $1.03. No, I would say $1.04. If VSB closes at $1.04, it's going to be super bullish, beautiful setup for tomorrow. Even $1.01. Let's see what's going to happen. We got 10 minutes to go before the closing bell. Fans looking really good into the close, 77 cents Canadian. This thing is starting to move with some buying coming in. Really very surprisingly, very strong. On a nasty day like this right now, very strong. Look at this. Amazing. We got, what do you call it? The NASDAQ. Wow. What's going on with the NASDAQ? Here we go, NASDAQ. One-day chart, daily chart. Yes, the NASDAQ. So I had some trend lines drawn up here. Some of these are a little bit sloppy, but it kind of gives you the main idea. So you had this guy here, which was pretty significant trend line, which broke. That's number one. Then you got the second trend line here, which goes back to how far back? It goes way back, yeah. And that one is breaking down today, right as we speak. Yes, see, look, NASDAQ dropping. Yeah, this is kind of nasty here when this type of thing happens, when you have this kind of a gap down, a sharp gap down in the market, and then another gap down like this. You have this kind of, what's in the Japanese candlestick charts? I forgot the name of the pattern, but it's kind of like a hanging man or something they call it. It's not good. So let's go back to our favorite charts. RHT, what's going on? Okay, yeah, so RHT, we're still in this, it's got a lot of support in this 80-cent range. So you might see this thing touch, 80 cents. see what's going on with fans moving up 78 cents. Late day rally. VSBY $1. Could be very interesting to see what happens in the next couple of minutes right here. ESE $1.25. Not a lot of action. I want to see what happens when Conrad comes on our program tomorrow. Should have some pretty strong news to talk about. There we go. So $1.25. So I think if you look at ESE, you have this kind of flag pennant forming right here, and at this point, one of two things happens: either a stock breaks out of this holding pattern, or it either goes again, it either breaks up, breaks out, or breaks down. I think the odds, again, I'm an optimist. I think it's going to break to the upside, and it's got to cross. We need like a close above $1.30 right now. Basically, that's what needs to happen for this stock to get into that full bull mode. Let's go back to Logic. This has been really frustrating, this stock, for the last few months. Let me pull up some comments here. Price to sales, yeah. What are they doing? So they're doing 25. I think this new acquisition, I think the numbers are pretty substantial. Yeah, is it 3x? Yeah, it's roughly trading at 3x right now. So that it's very cheap, but really, this thing has got to be priced at the forward numbers. I mean, they're just starting to hit their numbers, and again, it's going to be through M&A activity. Are you talking about Logic? Yeah, let's go back to the Logic chart for a second. Yeah, so Logic, very, very annoying. You had this, right here, it looked like it was going to break out to the upside. It was above the moving average. Today, we're breaking below this moving average. I don't like that when these things break below the 50-day moving average. So, technically it's a sell signal right here, right? So, could it be a fake out? Sometimes it's a fake out, but let's take a look at the 1 hour chart. Where is this thing going? This thing looks like it wants to go back to 250. I think that's what this chart is telling us. It could turn around here. It could hit 250 again. It's been very difficult for this thing to kind of get moving. Again, so last year, this thing ran from 350 when we introduced it to $14. Since they did their financing, they got listed on NEO. Since they announced it, it's been really rough. I don't know. I think that thing really took a lot of momentum out, and I don't know what it's. I'm really frustrated. I don't get it. I don't understand why this thing is not trading at $7 right now. It doesn't make any sense. But the markets could be irrational. Yeah, so we could see a move to 250, possible, and then go back. But I think ultimately the logic is going to be back to the old highs. I think it's going to be back to $14. All right, into the close. Wow, VSBY, $1.02. Very, very bullish. Let's go back to that chart. Yeah, there you go. What a beautiful setup tomorrow. I wonder if somebody's actually watching this live stream and just goosing the stock. That'd be pretty funny. That would be pretty funny. But yeah, look at this. You have kind of a key upside reversal pattern. So this thing really wants to move. You know what? I really, again, $1.03, it's got to close above this kind of range. If it closes above $1.03, very bullish, and that sets this thing up to breaking out to new highs. So I think today, this action you saw today, I think was very beneficial. You had a consolidation because, think of this psychologically. You got to look at the psychology of the move today, right? So, Friday had very bullish day. It moves up, big volume, big volume. And today it gaps up, it goes crazy, right? Because I think you had like a lot of German buying, the stock trades in Germany, right? So, they caught on to where it was Friday and they started buying this thing, right? It doesn't take a lot to move the stock. So the Canadian thing kind of goes off of that momentum. And, the thing really kind of went a little bit crazy, $1.10, like right in the open. And, people kind of, they had to, maybe take out their calculator, do a little math. Maybe some people took some profits. And then, they reconsidered and said, well, you know what? This thing looks good. So that's what's going on right now. So basically, this is very, very, you're having you're getting like a nice rational move to the upside right now in VSB. Let's see, ESE. Yeah, ESC 100 million M&A organic growth. Yep. That's what's going on there. Let's see. We got 2 minutes into the close. VSB $1.05. This is officially in bull mode into the close. Look at this beautiful market action. Not major volume, but nice, healthy buying coming in right now. We're gonna have a very nice close. A little bit of a gap, might get filled, maybe not. But we're gonna have a really, really nice setup in VSB here for probably to $4. I think this is gonna be a $4 stock by February, March. But we'll probably see $2 within the month. This is an easy double. I mean, once these things look, if you remember, we saw almost the same pattern with Peak FinTech, and it doubled. Once it broke out of this formation, it more than doubled. So I see the same thing happening here. I think, once it breaks out, which it did already, I mean, it's at, this is it. The cat is out of the bag. This thing is going to go to probably 225 within 4 weeks. But ultimately, I think we'll see a $4 plus number on it. So that would make it VSB officially a 25 bagger for us. So if we introduce that at 15 cents and it goes to $4, is that 25x? Yeah, something like that. So let's say even 20x. I think once the stock hits 225, you might want to take some profits. And then let the rest run to $4 or higher. Maybe it'll be like a crazy blowout. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with TBP right now. They haven't had news. I don't know. They're kind of. I don't know what the deal is. So that's the story over here. Okay, and how are we closing? Okay, $1.04. Look at that. So nice move. $1.04. $1.04. Pretty nice setup for tomorrow. Let's look at the 1 hour chart. Yeah, if you look at this 1 hour chart, it's funny. This thing actually did really what I was hoping it would do. Kind of breaking out of this kind of pennant that you saw there. So now it's really a very bullish setup. for the rest of this week, I think we'll see probably tomorrow it'll probably close $1.10 range. I don't think it's going to go crazy. Maybe till later in the week. And then once it goes to $1.25, I think once this thing breaks out of $1.25, that is when the FOMO buyers will come in. Nobody knows about the stock yet. I mean, this is kind of like really still very underknown. Look at, okay, to give you an example, go to CEO.ca. Punch in VSBY, right? Punch in VSBY. I'm actually going to do that right now as we speak. Oh, wow, shit, 30, wow. There's 36 people on, I'm actually shocked. There's 30, okay, so this is big because there used to be only like, five stragglers, 10, 36 people. That, to me, that tells me that there is momentum coming in. There is momentum coming into VSBY. Let me look at Peak FinTech, PKK by comparison. They got 70 people on CEOCA right now. So that actually, geez, I mean, now Peak has a massive, massive following that they've built up over the years. It's a huge cult. VSBY, to have 35 people, to have that half of Peak's following on CEO CA, to me, that's positive sentiment. Hello. Listen, we need you to do some buying in the Frankfurt Exchange so we can goose up the shares tomorrow so the gap's up. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. It's a joke. I'm just kidding. We would not condone market manipulation. Yeah, Peak, of course, is a short. I told you there was going to be a short report happening at some point. I mean, it's like, you see what goes on, man. Same thing happened with Nextech, with other. Listen, anytime you have a stock that goes parabolic, that gets into a market cap above 600 million, a billion, it's like a target is painted on it. It's like, because the Canadian markets, it's like, what is the expression? Actually, I think there's an expression in what is it? I don't know. It's an Australian. I think it's an Australian expression, or in Chinese. The tall poppy gets cut down. So if you get too high in a very kind of narrow-minded market, you get the short sellers come out and whack you. In the U.S., it's just so many stocks and it's such a much bigger market that you don't have that type of thing happening. But in Canada, with penny stocks, micro caps, it's kind of such a small community that anytime a stock gets above that 500, 600 million market cap, there's like a target on it. That short sellers, they start focusing on it, and that's what happens. Yeah, Kevin, where were you? It's all over. We're about to log off here. Okay, so VSBY, very strong close. Fans, 75 cents, not bad. Let me see what else was in moving today. RHT, pretty decent. And ESC, we're at a quarter right here. So yeah, okay. Tomorrow we're gonna have 12 noon Eastern time. We're gonna have Relic RHT. We're gonna have a demo day from Relic, and we're gonna have Conrad from ESC. He's gonna be discussing the new acquisition, which I guess people weren't paying attention. People weren't paying attention on Friday. I think this new acquisition is going to really kind of give this a major push. So the guy's delivering. It's amazing. He said he would do, 100 million run rate by the end of the year. He would hit 100 million run rate. It looks like they're getting very close. I mean, the guy's been delivering. I mean, I can point to other companies who have said things, made promises that have never delivered. They're not on our platform anymore, but look, we've seen them. We've seen, what was that? Liquid Avatar. Who else we had? There was a couple of a couple of deadbeats. Guys who said that they would have something by a certain time. I could also talk about other companies. Yeah, there's companies out there that the CEOs, they say a lot of things, they never deliver. ESC is not one of them. ESE is delivering. And I think once people see a pattern develop, once they see that ESC is going to close their third, fourth, fifth acquisition, they're going to understand that this is going to be the next esports super stock. So with that said, thank you everybody for joining. I will see you all on tomorrow's live stream with Relic and ESE. And tomorrow, so stocks looking good for tomorrow. Again, markets are very rough. VSBY actually very nice setup for tomorrow. I think we're going to continue the uptrend into tomorrow. Again, short-term target on VSBY 225. I would say by the end of October. I would say November 5th. November 5th. Mark this down. Anybody that wants to, all those of you watching, mark it down. November 5th. If I'm wrong, you can go on and say I'm a complete loser. But November 5th, I am betting that VSBY will be $2.25.